You have been working on your dream, believing that one day it will come true. However, months or even years have gone by, and nothing really changed. What seems like an easy road at first, now it's clear for you. You have chosen the toughest mountain. No matter how far you have climbed, the top seems further than at the start. At that point, self-doubt kicks in, harder than ever before. The pain accelerates, the clouds turn dark, and it seems like everything is conspiring against you to question. Shouldn't I just give up my dream forever? You are not alone, because many of us are going through this right now. When we are questioning the worth of our journey, our dream, and even ourselves, because nothing seems like falling into place. But you get past the deadlock. You need to understand something about dreams that I'm going to share with you through my story. When I was 13 years old, I decided to be an extraordinary writer, meaning that I wanted to write something that nobody else did before me. So I did a little roadmap and I wrote down the most important things I need to achieve this dream, which was writing a book, obviously. Second one, finding a publisher, and third one, lay back and enjoy the fame. Of course, I was 13, okay? By the age of 15, I finished this book. And it was time to move into the second part, which was finding a publisher. This is when I realized that my dream is not going to be as easy as I portrayed it. I experienced failure after failure, and years gone by, and it was really tough, but I still kept going. I was trying to change paths in order to achieve my dream. The fun fact was, I was partially able to achieve what I wanted, but I felt the biggest failure of all. At that time I stopped, rethought my strategy, and the first thing I realized was that the book I wrote was not the book I wanted to write, so I rewrote the whole thing. So I tried different approaches to achieve my dream, however, I couldn't. In the meantime, years have gone by, and I felt more and more like a loser because I couldn't prove myself to be worthy of this dream to come true. And no matter how hard I tried, nothing seemed like falling into place, so it was really tough. And what was even worse, and I'm sure it happened to you too, I have told my dreams to many people, and when they come back to me after 6-7 years and asked me, how are you doing? And since I couldn't give them a good outcome, I told them why I was not successful, which even pushed me to feel more like a loser. I was at the edge of giving up so many times. I remember one specific one when I hit rock bottom. I was watching years gone by and not so much evidence that my dream is going to come true. I tapped aside and I said, okay, even if this is my lifelong dream, and I really believe that this was one of the reasons I was born to the earth, since I can't achieve it, something is really wrong. I can't live my life feeling sorry for myself all the time and feeling like a loser because I couldn't achieve what I want. Before I gave up, because I was about to give up, so I told myself I have nothing to lose. I stepped back, and for months I analyzed, what did I do? What was my approaches to make this dream come true? And this is the point when everything changed in myself. And this is when I realized that I have been doing so many things wrong. And since I have been doing those things wrong, of course my dream couldn't come true. And then now I'm going to tell you what those things were to help you to realize that maybe the problem is not your dream. It's something else. The first thing was the wrong direction. I wish that somebody would have looked at my whole journey before and just said, Sylvie, what you want to achieve and where you are going, these are a completely different direction. So of course you are not achieving the dream where you are trying to do this and that, which is not even close to what you want. Which I meant in my case after I rewrote my book and learned how to write. In the meantime, I was waiting for others to help me to publish the book. And it took me a while to figure out that I can do it myself. So I don't need another person's help, but because before it took me so many years to achieve that. I was feeling defeated. Therefore, I was thinking maybe it's easier if somebody else is going to help me and do it. I should have taken my life in my own hands way before that. This led me to another realization: wrong beliefs. Not just about my capability of doing things, but also about the requirements of the industry. Just because I'm not published in Hungary doesn't mean I cannot be published anywhere else. To learn from my mistakes, please check that you are not taking steps to a wrong direction just because your beliefs and your knowledge about the industry. So you must come to terms with your beliefs. You may on the wrong path because of them. The second most important realization: everything takes so much more time than you think. Unless you are the genius of the industry or you have a certain support, for everybody else to learn a new skill, to get the right connections, to get the right equipment, everything takes time. But in your head, maybe learning how to write a YouTube script take a day, but in real life, it's gonna take at least a week or two to write down what you want, re-edit it, your thoughts are not in the right direction, so everything is gonna take so much more time. So please remember this one. Not the right time, not the right place, or not the right person. Unfortunately, your dream might need a different year to come true, or you are not at the right environment, or you were not talking to the right person to be able to make it come true. These three things really need to fall into place in order for your dream to come true. And don't forget this one, you might need to learn new skills. In my case, the first book I wrote was a great book as an idea, but the writing style and certain elements of the book were a disaster. No wonder that book didn't perform well. So you might miss a skill, check it. I would like to add one more. This is a little bit deeper, but looking back at my life, I realized if I would have achieved the dream at the age I wanted to achieve, which was 18, with my low self-esteem, my confidence was terrible, I didn't have great boundaries, so I would say I was a mess. If I would achieve the dream back then, I would have ruined my life. And this was a really hard realization because like right now, improved so much. I'm happy it didn't happen back then. Right now I am ready. But back then I was not. So maybe it's not happening right now because it wants to save you from something, or you need to learn something in life before it's going to happen. Even I am smiling to the camera right now, I have to admit that going through these years were really tough, and also forgiving myself while I was making mistakes was also not easy. But what can I say? I'm moving forward and I'm not going to stop until you guys are going to see my book published. And because my call is so strong, I know it's going to help me go through, and it did, even the darkest times. And if your call is that strong, don't worry, you are going to find a way. Even right now, it seems like you are in a maze. You are going to find a way to make it come true. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you would like to learn more about self-development from a deeper level, please subscribe to my channel. If you are struggling or you already have a successful story, I would be happy to read your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next week.